What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Battle of Central Europe Season 3. This is going to be from the winners bracket. We got a best of 3 between Denial Esports and the HellRaisers. Losers goes down to losers. Winners stays on to get pretty far in on the winners bracket. Here on HeflaTV Hitbox 1, we're going to be bringing you the second and final best of 3 of the day. I'm Mike Loris. I got Coucher here as well. How are you doing, man?
Quite fine, and kind of excited to see this just awesome game, to be honest. Both teams, I think, more or less the same skill level. Maybe HellRaisers have slightly better track record recently, but Denial definitely not to be underestimated. I'm just hoping for like no disconnects and lag issues or something like that.
I don't know. That's a lot to hope for, man, because it seems like that's always the case. At least from what I've seen of these two teams, they don't like consistently have internet problems. Like I know Power Rangers, they always like disconnect, and well, that's something that you have to deal with, I guess, in this type of industry. But anyway, I mean, it's going to be a draft regardless. It's going to be IO being banned out by the HellRaisers. They've done their homework. They know that Denial love themselves some IO, and Denial, they're going to take the Broodmother out of the pool. And I think it was fucking Mad who just said at one point in the lobby, he's like, I told him to pick Broodmother. He's like, no, I'm not. That hero is freaking broken. So I guess they really just don't like Broodmother. They're going to take the Beastmaster instead.
Well, Denial definitely favor themselves the Beastmaster, just regularly, to be honest, even. So Puck and Beastmaster, two good ultimates for the team fights, of course. So maybe they're going for that kind of team fight dominance. I saw the last I saw of Denial rather, they ran that Beastmaster offlane and they ran a support tinker. Or well, what started out as a support tinker but turned into a core tinker later on. But it was pretty sick, just two people, boosters traveling, Beastmaster himself, tinker as well, to the Hawk, to the Boar. And then just slowly but surely other booster travels coming in as well for the team. It was horrible for the other side.
I mean, it sounds terrifying. It's the stuff of nightmares right there. But I mean, Denial, that's something that they do quite often. Is they start in quote-unquote regular lanes, and then they have someone rotate out fairly early. They give a lot of farm space to their supports, and well, sometimes it works out for them, sometimes they don't. But that's kind of the reason why they favor people like Beastmaster, who really just need a little bit of laning phase to get going. And they also favor heroes like Venomancer, who can play the very early level 1, do nothing else but support type role. Then get a little bit more farm down the line, and suddenly he has an Aghanim Scepter. So sometimes it works out for Denial, and this game, well, we'll just have to see. As Beastmaster Puck, they have a lot of ways of initiating right now, especially going up against a Brewmaster. Roar comes out pretty quickly. Blink Silence is incredibly hard to get rid of. So Brewmaster is going to not have the best game. However, he will have Vengeful Spirit to maybe back him up a little bit.
Well, definitely two strong heroes. The Vengeful Spirit, the swap, like you mentioned, is going to be excellent in just defensive capabilities. So next set of bans though, HellRaisers banning out a Gyrocopter of all heroes. I must say, I was not thinking about the Gyro at all.
Yeah, neither was I. I think the only time I've seen Denial actually run the Gyrocopter was in combination with the IO. So, I mean, if you ban out one of those two pieces, generally you're going to be fine, and they've already banned out one. So I think it's more likely that Denial are going to pick up some, powerhouse hero like the Scarith Mage or the now banned out Ogre Magi, just to complement their lineup a little bit more. I mean, certainly it's very dangerous, as a Gyrocopter can put out some serious isolated damage on someone like a Brewmaster. If he's roared and silenced by the Puck, then he's going to be dropping very quickly, but I think it has enough counterplay that HellRaisers should be more or less okay with letting that hero through. Regardless, what's done is done. Lycan is also going to hit the bin.
Well, Lycan definitely a strong hero. Just pushing is always hard to stop, really. Although it's not as easy to just deathball push these days. Lycan, he's not only about pushing. With the new ultimate having 650 movement speed, he can just catch up to people and kind of eat them alive as well. Or, well, maybe you wouldn't even have to catch up with the Dream Coil as well as the Primal Roar being there, so I guess it's just a reasonable ban. Denial though, Ogre first ban in the second phase. Are they going to ban out some more supports, or I mean, I guess HellRaiser's first two picks, it's not like it's indicating anything that they're going to draft next.
Yeah, the next ban is going to be kind of hard for Denial. There's no hero that HellRaisers really need to like tie everything together at this stage. They only have two heroes, so their best bet is to ban out probably not a support, just because well, HellRaisers already have one support and Denial need two more. So them banning out supports is probably going to be hurting their selection more so than it's going to be hurting the HellRaisers. That being said, Scarith Mage is still available, and if it's picked up by Denial, and it looks like it might be if they don't ban it out here, then it's just going to be another great fast lockdown on the Brewmaster. Getting that quick arcane seal off can be the difference between getting a kill and getting killed by a split. It's going to be a Slark as the ban. I think Denial, they're just banning it for the sake of banning it. I mean, they have so many answers for this hero right now.
Yeah, it's. I guess they did exactly what you said, banning it for the sake of doing so. Just show some hate for the fish. That's the way to go. But Denial now, going for a Skyrift Mage, definitely an easy setup with just a Primal Roar, for example. Not only that, also one of the greatest support heroes to have against Brewmaster. Especially now that the Brewmaster's Primal Split takes a little bit longer to cast. Just the Ancient Seal coming out might wreck HellRaisers' teamfight all of a sudden.
Of course, HellRaisers, they're kind of as prepared as they can be for a later game Mystic Flare and the Vengeful Spirit that's already on their team. So a swap out probably will save someone's life at some point in this game. That being said, now the Vengeful Spirit's going to be taking the brunt of that. So this is really not a great winning situation there for the HellRaisers. If they're on the offensive, then they'll be probably a little bit more comfortable, but that's obviously not going to happen all the time. You want your Brewmaster to get a fast blink up against someone like a Skyrift Mage just to try to catch him off guard, and we'll try to kill him off before he could really lay the hurt down. But right now, for HellRaisers, they need one more support, and they really just need to flesh out the rest of their draft. It seems like Denial just have, maybe I'm just underestimating the Brewmaster a little bit, but I feel like Denial just have every single answer they could possibly want.
At the moment, it sure feels like it. So HellRaisers, it's really up to them to now draft something that Denial don't see coming, although they just have so much lockdown, so much versatility with their heroes to just go around what to do in the team fights. HellRaisers, are there any like heroes that wouldn't care at all about what Denial has?
Well, I mean, you're going to be facing up against stuns that go through BKB and the Roar, a hell of a lot of silences. Death Prophet still is in the pool, as is Razor, so those are probably going to be the cop-out, very easy heroes to select, and if they do in fact go for one of those, then that'll probably be their best bet since they are so tanky. But heroes outside of that, I really don't know. If you want to get like a heavy hitter, maybe you could go for something like a Medusa later on, but no, it's going to be a Disruptor first. That's actually pretty interesting. I mean, it is pretty good against Puck, but that's about it.
Maybe they are just anticipating the mass Boots of Travels or something like that, or maybe even if not mass, they just want Boots of Travels at the very least, and the Beastmaster being able to glimpse him back. Maybe that's what they're trying to angle at, or I'm not too sure. I mean, Disruptor definitely a strong hero, but in this game, yeah, I guess it is mostly for the Puck.
Yeah, I mean, of course, having a huge AoE silence is never going to be a bad thing, but it's not like they can really prepare that Static Storm beforehand, like up against a Tidehunter or something like that. If you catch him, then you're going to be denying him that. Beastmaster is almost 100% of the time going to be opening the fight with the Roar, so you can't really prevent that. You can't really prevent a Puck from laying down in his skill combo unless you are pretty lucky and the Puck jumps into it, which is certainly a possibility, but it's not something that you could really bank on. Maybe it's just going to be HellRaisers setting up for a little bit more of a defensive hero in their later stage. Someone like Medusa might get a little bit of traction in this game, although Denial do have quite a bit of burst damage. Maybe HellRaisers just want to take it late.
Maybe so. I mean, HellRaisers, they're usually a semi-aggressive team at the very least, but it's always going to be beneficial if you have like at least one hero to rely upon in the later stages as well. Even Brewmaster, given the right itemization, can be a late game carry of sorts. Maybe not the hardest one, but a solid one nonetheless. But Denial, picking up the Venomancer, you mentioned that hero as well earlier on. So Denial, they are going for more or less just their standard drafting.
Yeah, I think Denial are getting pretty much everything that they could possibly want right now, with the exception of Io, and, well, that was first banned. So, aside from that, I mean, Beastmaster, Venomancer, pretty much the heroes that Denial love to work with, and they pick up these heroes pretty much whenever they can. The only weakness in their draft right now is that they don't really have any huge late-game scaling as far as right-click damage is concerned, so they would like to have someone like Gyrocopter at this point in time. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. They pretty much have their pick of the litter. Like, no matter what they go for, it will be just fine, unless they really, really mess up. For a HellRaiser, it's going to be a Chikiro. That is definitely not what I expected, given the Disruptor pick.
It's definitely not. I mean, I guess you can like kinetic field into macro fire, something like that. I don't know. It's not the most massive of synergies, but I guess they really weren't thinking about their next picks maybe as much when they went for the disruptor. I'm not too sure, but this will most likely be a Jakiro core. Liquid Fire is always going to be nice, of course. So HellRaisers might not angle for that late stage of a game at all.
Yeah, if they're looking to pick up the pressure, then, well, I mean, they're going to have to, first of all, be very careful, because now that Denial have a Terrorblade, they're going to be more than happy to fight, assuming their Metamorphosis is up. So Denial, now they're pretty much set for the late game. They have a pretty well-balanced draft, lots of answers, lots of crowd control effects. HellRaisers, they have a lot of control as well, but what are they really controlling for? Like, Brewmaster could do some decent damage, but certainly not comparable to that of Terrorblade once the game starts progressing, and Jakiro tends to fall off pretty hard as well. The Naga Siren would have been an ideal pick for them. They could always go for a different hyper carry, and they might want to go for that, but, oh, it is going to be a hyper carry, I suppose, if you could call Sniper that. It's probably going to be one of the safer ones. Like, they can't pick a Morphling or a Weaver just because they have so many silences to deal with. So you have to get someone who doesn't really rely that much on a skill escape.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you don't rely on a skill escape, you don't have an escape. So it's going to be rather hard to be a sniper in this particular game. It's not going to be horrible early on, but once Puck gets that Blink Dagger, that's when things start to get pretty fiery for him. So I'm not too sure. Sniper, can he handle it, or can his team just be the buffer between just Denial and the Sniper? It's going to be a little bit hard, but definitely a lot of just pressure on the Brewmaster, I think, to kind of win the mid game for them.
Yeah, and Brewmaster is certainly the type of hero that can do that. A split can usually just instant win you a couple of fights, if not just outright the game if you get too many in a row. He also does have a little bit of pushing power. If you get Shrapnel and Liquid Fire, that's a very methodical, very slow way of pushing, but it's pretty unavoidable for Denial unless they actually start a fight. Like, the slow burn of Liquid Fire, the obnoxious range of Shrapnel means that Denial, they're going to have to get their Blink Daggers up, else they will struggle to actually get in those fights in, a fast fashion. So it's going to be certainly very difficult for the Sniper, and I think because of that, and because of HellRaisers, their draft is like kind of early mid-game focus, but not really. I think I favor Denial's draft just a little bit. It seems like they have more bases covered. Well, anyway, guys, it seems like we're
I'm
going
here.
to
All is fine. All is
Okay.
good. All is well.
We're
I'm
good.
just a noob every now and then.
All right, go. Well, anyway, we're going to be checking out these lanes and these heroes. We got Paris, who's going to be handling the Terrorblade for the Denial side. Cryo is going to be on the Scareth Mage, and fucking Mad is going to be on his Venomancer. Jor-El is going to be handling the mid lane Puck. That leaves Funzy on the Beastmaster. What a surprise.
As for the HellRaisers, though, already smoked up as 4 Dread, leading the charge on the Vengeful Spirit, leaving Ninja on the Brewmaster. We've got them on the Disruptor, Artist playing the Sniper, and the last one will be Goretz on the offlane Jakiro. I swear to God, HellRaisers, they go for this movement almost every single time. They smoke up, go for the wraparound, hoping that somebody is trying to scout for the rune. This time around, though, they won't find anybody at all.
Yeah, it's very rare that we actually see this working out when you go down this route. If you go into the enemy jungle, like down through the bottom lane, then usually that has a higher chance of catching someone out. But this one probably just never works. Like, I don't actually remember in recent times this actually working. Okay, Skype or something. Hopefully everything is fine. Usually you don't call for an admin in the middle of the game.
Oh God. Oh, delay is 1 minute on stream.
Is it?
Oh man,
well,
Mike, what have you done? I guess it's 1.5 minutes. Just hitbox delays, man.
Yeah, shit, I didn't touch anything.
It says it's 2, but in reality it's like 1.5 minutes, I think. So,
They're gonna have to deal with it. Jeez, I mean, I can only set it
Be a
at
man.
2 minutes, and that's all I could do.
Be a man, do the right thing.
I don't know. I ruined the entire game, guys. I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault. I just pressed the button. I just pressed turn on. But, okay. So the smoke gank failed for HellRaisers, though I don't think they actually expected that to work out. We have the Venomancer sitting on probably the most dangerous rune right now in the haste, and Goretz, though he does have 2 rings of protection, there is a hell of a lot of damage here in this bottom lane if he gets tagged with a Gale. And right now, he does know that this is incoming, or he does know that this is potentially incoming, so Jakiro should be fine, but never underestimate the power of level 1 Metamorphosis.
It's definitely strong, but at the moment, Venomots are gonna go into the mid lane instead. Afanage, don't think they can get a kill even if they connect with the Venomous scale, although they're definitely gonna try Brewmaster. Doesn't have Stout Shield or anything, so never mind me. They might even get the kill. A few more right clicks, I think they're gonna even dive this with the haste rune still being active on fucking Mad, and that's gonna be first blood. The Venomancer picks it up as well. Just haste rune, what a great thing to have.
And haste rune on Venomancer, it just feels unfair when the enemy is moving so slowly and you're moving so fast. And that was a kill even after Puck leveled up Phase Shift level 1, which is very, very rarely seen at all. And it's very, even more rarely seen versus a Brewmaster in a 1 versus 1 scenario. So the Puck didn't even skill optimally for that situation, yet the overwhelming power of a Venomancer was just enough. And now he's going to go down towards bottom lane where Goretz is already caught with that kill. He's going to turn around for a little bit of fire onto the Venomancer, but he's just taking so much damage from Cryo in the meantime. Fucking Mad eating through every single tree that he could find. It will be the death of the Jakiro. Don't think he had any way of surviving that, so you know, I don't mind him turning around just fighting to the death, but it's still going to be another kill going the way of Denial, and this Venomancer has already done more in this game than most Venomancers have, you know, come 5 minutes.
I do have to say that HellRaisers, them already having lost 2 heroes like that, it does not bode well for them, just because a sniper is just such a vulnerable hero most of the time. And if Denial get off to a good start as well, it's just gonna give them so much. I guess Funzy is still not getting the most out of the offlane, but he is almost level 3 2 minutes in, and I guess a tri-lane, that's excellent.
Yeah, Funzy is not getting that much for a hero on the offlane, but as far as situations that Funzy usually encounters on the offlane when he's at this point level 1 with literally 0 experience, he's so happy right now with this situation because this lane is actually pushing pretty aggressively, which is honestly surprising. Like, they should be pulling this lane back as much as they possibly can. There is one observer blocking out the hard camp, so the pulling options for HellRaisers somewhat limited, but this still doesn't mean that you're going to be sending, you know, wave after wave into the Beastmaster's tower, because you're just feeding him experience until he gets to level 6. That's when Funzy is going to leave the lane, or, you know, think about leaving the lane and starting to make things happen. So Funzy is pretty much as happy as he can be, and, well, Jarrell's pretty happy given the kill on the mid lane, and, well, so is Paris on the bottom lane. So right now, everyone in Denial is happy, and it looks like the Puck might be just a little bit happier, because he, once again, has a little bit of support coming in from the Venomancer. Aphroninge is going to get tagged. No, the Gale actually just completely missed. Never mind. He's going to be fine.
That we didn't expect. Afanage, never mind. Thought for a second he might even go for the turnaround. It could have been such an easy kill had the Venomous scale connected. But, whoa, Dire Courier got sniped anyway.
Really?
So,
What?
that just happened.
Well, I mean, Funzy in the right place at the right time. I saw the courier go towards mid. It delivered Aphroninge his boots. And then I guess they just saw that delivery and the Beastmaster got there in time. So I guess everyone is a little bit happier now from Denial. I mean, you don't really plan for that. But when it happens, you're going to be pretty darn happy. And hey, speaking of happiness, bottom lane, Goretz once again caught in the Gale. Now the beatdown with everyone on this bottom lane. And 2 Ring of Protection Jakiro not nearly going to be enough. And this time it's Terrorblade to take that kill. That's 3-0 in favor of Denial. And they're looking to be so good in this game. We might have a skirmish up in the upper rune area. Goddamn's going to find himself a haste rune. Going to force Jarrell into the phase shift. Will jump forward. Will get glimpsed back. Axis being held for Funzy right now. Jarrell's taking quite a bit of damage. One more phase shift. Axis will chop down the Disruptor, but it will be at the trade of Puck. Now into Aphroninge. Double Boar is doing quite a bit of damage, actually. And Funzy trying to get in the way for a little bit of body blocking action. Needs one more set of axes or one more right click or both. He's actually just faster than the Brewmaster, and we'll get the double kill off of this. 5-1 now in favor of Denial, and HellRaisers, they just can't mobilize enough heroes in this top area fast enough. This is a pretty nice opening for the Denial side.
Just the boar is so strong, it's not even funny. Plus, of course, now the Call of the Wild is level 3 as well, so boar's gonna even keep getting stronger. And by the way, I have to ask you that as well. What the hell is this particular boar cosmetic?
That is not a boar. That is not a boar that I have ever seen before. It's like a freaking like dinosaur velociraptor thing. Like, you can't call that a boar.
Plus, it looks like a slug if you look at it from the top side. It's like
the portrait looks like some random alien. From the top, it looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's just a whole mess.
Well, at least they do the same effect. The slow is really strong. Plus, of course, it goes for BKB as well, if somebody should get the BKB at some point. Although at the moment, Sniper looks like he's going for it. Midas, and well, he's gonna get punished for trying to build the Midas as well. Medallion of Courage early on with Wild Access. It's just a lot of physical damage. So if your safe lane tri lane hero dies like that, you know you're in trouble.
And it's just a very easy rotation from Cryo. This is pretty much the build that Funzy does go for every single game that I see. A Medallion, Boots of Travels, into a Necro Book, maybe throw in a gem at some point if you really need it. But he is capable of, well, he's very soon to be capable of solo killing almost anyone from HellRaisers. Once he gets Roar, level 3 Boar, with the Medallion of Courage, he'll just be doing so much damage. And if he has anyone there to help out, those heroes are just going to fall left and right. So the Beastmaster is getting probably the best start I've seen get in any of these recent games. I know he's going to run right into this Disruptor, start off with a couple of chops, and, well, it's going to get glimpsed back. Magic Missile as well. Here comes the Puck, however. Orb will connect, and now a two-man coil. Goddamn is so dead. Will Dread die as well? It looks like he will get enough distance out, but it will be yet another kill going the way of the Radiant side. 2-0-2 and Beastmaster now at level 6. This is when he's going to usually start to be aggressive, but man, 2-0-2, he's already doing very, very well for himself.
It's so surprising. I mean, I'm also just kind of used to seeing Funzy struggle in the offlane, not get anything at all almost. This game, the exact opposite, more or less. Last hit wise, still 6-1, so not doing all that great, but a lot better than Goretz, who is 2-0, level 4, almost level 4.5, but just not having that great of a game. Last hit wise now, the Sniper used to be in slightly of a bigger lead, but Paris has caught up thanks to the Sniper dying there as well. For Sniper, going for the Hand of Midas, I mean, if it really goes to the super late stages of the game, I wouldn't want to be in HellRaiser's shoes if it went to the super late game, to be honest.
Yeah, the Jakiro getting nothing is going to mean that he's even less of an impact late game than he ordinarily would be. Afro is still doing okay considering his 2 deaths, and a Brewmaster can do quite a bit for you throughout all portions of the game, but still, just with what Denial have right now, and now Artie's up on top lane, is going to get roared, axes with the Medallion, putting a lot of damage to the Sniper, but it's not lethal. Now Funzy caught in a kinetic field with the Shrapnel as well. Assassinate will kill him off. Bit off way more than he can chew. Guess he thought that the supports just weren't there, but he was definitely misinformed as far as that is concerned, and Sniper is going to solidify that one for his team. Beastmaster is okay with dying like this, though, because at this point he would have died, you know, once or twice in a regular game, so not a huge deal for him, but still, you don't really want to be giving too much of an advantage to the Sniper.
You most certainly don't, and there are always downsides to just getting off to too great of a start. You start feeling like kind of invincible, or like, oh, I have 4 kills, I'm an offlaner, I'm doing well, I can get more kills. But you just sometimes don't do the calculations exactly, or Wild Axe is level 2, they may be strong with the Medallion, but they're not quite as strong, like we just witnessed as well. So looking at this just farm all in all, safe laners rather equal, even mid laners net worth not too big of a difference. The biggest one though does come from the off laners, just the Jakiro. I guess mostly he wants levels rather than gold. I mean, gold is going to be nice, but you need that liquid fire to be maxed out, which he's getting closer to. It's level 3 already.
Unfortunately, even though liquid fire is soon to be maxed out, the Sniper only has 1 point in Shrapnel right now. Getting that for the slow, which is fine, I suppose, but his pushing is going to be extremely limited, and it's not exactly the strongest pushing skill to begin with, so if you're going to go for any sort of pushing, you really want that to be maxed out ASAP, and that's going to take quite a long time, as he's gone for quite a battle build up against this lane. I guess it's fine in theory, since you get a lot of free poking harassment versus Funzy, but I don't really know if that's going to work out for him. They are going to be converged upon up towards top. Funzy has a Roar, and I think he's looking for Dread. Joral, do they really want to dive a tower right now? That seems like a terrible idea. And HellRaisers, they're rotating in. Afroninj does not yet have his Blink, but if he gets a couple kills here, he will have that. The Hawk is going to spot everything out, and no one should die up on this top lane unless someone really messes up. But I mean, this is 4 heroes, the HellRaisers up on the top lane. In the meantime, bottom, Paris is pushing that one. Mid lane, it's going to be Cryo getting a little bit of experience. HellRaisers, they don't gain much, they don't lose much, but they're just absent from the lanes, and that's pretty bad for them.
Definitely, so Denial didn't lose all that much. Arcane Boots gonna be finished on fucking Mads, Venomancer as well, and Paris now, as his Metamorphosis activated, starts creating those illusions with the Conjure Image, but now, oh, the Venom Scale connects on Koretz, not on F1-inch though. He still has his ultimate if he wants to use it. Glimpse back onto fucking Mad, gonna be an easy kill, F1-inch, gonna keep out or give up chasing. So they're just gonna have to be satisfied with that one support kill. And the tower deny.
Yeah, sent the illusion in Paris at the last possible second, trying to snag the tower. It's instead just going to be killing the Venomancer, which is just fine, you know, for HellRaisers, getting a little bit more gold, getting the Brewmaster. His ever so crucial Blink Dagger is going to be letting them call a couple of these shots, because up until now it's been Denial mostly going on the aggressive. Now it's going to be HellRaisers having a chance to go on the aggressive, and that might start up on top lane, but maybe not, because Joral's going to poke at Dread with a haste rune still. Dread has got to be really scared right now. Artie's got to be quaking his boots as well. But the longer they take to actually initiate, Joral's actually going to miss time his phase shift. Now he's going to get hit with a magic missile. Coil's going to drop, but a blink in from HeflaTV, and Puck is going to die. He just phase shifted regular hits, and that certainly was not the correct decision. Funzy now getting assassinated, will survive, but another blink hit will kill off the Beastmaster. Funzy going to get a little bit of help from fucking Mad, but HeflaTV, I don't know if he gets to be stopped with the Plague Ward. He will. No blink available for him now. But Denial just getting way too ahead of themselves once again. I think this is exactly what you're talking about. They just feel like they're invincible because of their early start, and they're slowly starting to give stuff away. Now the blink in once again will instantly kill off the Beastmaster and go for fucking Mad straight after. Denial, they just have to calm down and realize that they're not as far ahead as they think they are.
They're just giving so much space to the sniper all of the time with what they're doing. I mean, of course, their Terrorblade is farming at the same time, but it's just scary, HellRaisers. They did use the Primal Split, so I guess that's a positive for Denial. Maybe they can go look for a fight of their own now, just try to force something, a tower or two. So they get something, but they're going to lose their own tier 1 as well. Artist going to have his power threads and going for a Maelstrom next, it looks like, with the Glass of Haste. And he's going to have it soon enough, especially now with the tier 1 last hit as well.
And now the Brewmaster has Arcane Boots, so if they wanted to, they can just keep going for any push that they really want to. Jakiro on the bottom lane might be the target of a gank, however, as Funzy going to set up with all the vision and the birds and the boar, and Roar is going to land. No mana for medallion for axes, but he will get that one out eventually, and well, TP out from Goretz, that's pretty ambitious. He's going to give away 100 gold, and he is going to give away his life, so it's now getting yet another kill, but I don't know. I mean, it's always nice to be getting these kills, but it just seems like it's an afterthought. They could have just tightened up the screws and still been sitting at, what, like an 8-3 kill advantage if they weren't so aggressive. So those types of pickoffs are probably the ones that Denial need to be making. Very conservative, very safe, and don't overextend.
Yeah, if you look at the grass as well, I mean, it was a substantial lead, about 4,000 for Denial now. It's only 1k. XP in HellRaiser's favor completely by not a hell of a lot, 700, 750 or so. But at least it's in their favor. It should have been when it's just Denial having a lead in both of those, to be honest. But Jakiro catching up in levels, level 8 almost even, as Funzy also level 8. So at one point Beastmaster used to have like 2 levels on the Jakiro, completely nullified.
Well, he's going to look to change that very swiftly, because there's now level 6 on the Skywrath Mage, and Primal Roar into Mystic Flare will kill off anyone on the HellRaiser's side, and it will very easily kill off someone like a Sniper. Oh no, Sniper. There's actually no Roar. Do they even need the Roar? It looks like they really do, because we have a rainbow of TPs incoming. Artie's going to survive, and now here comes HeflaTV with a 2-man clap. No split available. Will get roared. Cryo going to wildly fire off a Mystic Flare. That will not hit anyone, and he will be brought down in exchange. Funzy still on the run. Kinetic Field not up in time. Beastmaster still trying to escape, but glimpse back right into a magic missile and an assassinate if it even has time to land, which it won't. Denial, they just needed to wait 5 seconds. That's all they needed, and it would have been a clean kill, in and out, but instead they initiate without Roar, and that just turned out to be a massive failure.
And suddenly kill score is 8-8. That's... oh wow. But, like, we get some nice reminder here. The Puck has his Blink Dagger now, so that's a positive for them for sure. But they've given away everything they fought so hard for with the early rotations, and now got them. He's in the mid lane as well. They have the Static Storm ready, so if Choral on the Puck isn't careful, he might just get killed as well here. HellRaisers, I really thought with the way things started, Denial might just completely snowball or just get a lot of more out of it at least, if not just completely fall out of control straight away. But I don't know, man. Denial, what's their next plan now? Do they just keep on farming on the Terrorblade and hope the Terrorblade will be a just late game beast, or do they still keep on just trying to go for the aggression?
I think if they just play how they've been playing, except with their cooldowns, they should be just fine. Like, yes, they've lost a great deal of the advantage that they've managed to accrue for themselves in the early game, but that doesn't mean that they're very far behind. Like, it's still pretty even in the net worth, a very slight experience lead in favor of HellRaisers. For the most part, this is just an even game. So, in this situation, if you're looking at an even game, you have a Beastmaster Roar and you have a Mystic Flare. if you use them together, you're going to be getting kills. So Denial, they just have to calm down and maybe like just pause the game and just take a breath or something like that, because well, they're first of all going to be ganked, and this is not a good way to start up. There is level 2 Sunder and a Manta Style on Terrorblade, but he will get Static Storm straight off the bat. He will dodge the Storm, or the Kinetic Field rather, gets swapped back and then glimpse back into the Storm. He will take a lot of damage, but gets Sunder off onto goddamn Roar's coming, but Afternoon is here with the Collapse Split. Paris is going to get 1 kill, but he's sitting in the Macropyre, and now he's going to get beaten down by Brewlings. Goretz in the meantime is going to be focused down. Cryo going to completely whiff his Mystic Flare yet again. Him and Jor-El taking so much damage as Artie's going to go to town on Funzy. It will be almost a complete clean sweep of Denial. Cryo on the way out, but there's a hasted Brewmaster. He was hasted the entire time. Man, he's going to chase down this Scarith Mage, and as fast as Scarith Mage may be, I don't think there's any escape for him. The only person on Denial who's going to survive is going to be the Venomancer, who was nowhere near this fight. Bottom lane, just farming it up. Please tell me these kobolds are not going to get killed. There we go. Afroninja is going to collect that kill in the end, and Denial, it's a 4-for-1 trade in favor of HellRaisers. That is not what they're supposed to do if they want to get back into this game.
And the fight didn't start all that great for HellRaisers. I mean, yes, they did catch the Terrorblade off guard. Got the glimpse back, although the swap and glimpse was like a little bit weird using both of those abilities. But there wasn't even a static storm to try to mess with the puck or anything like that thanks to it. So HellRaisers, it wasn't the cleanest fight, but they still won it just really cleanly nonetheless. So getting a huge advantage from that. Almost a tier 1 tower mid lane as well. Another Liquid Fire maybe was overkill, bringing the tower to deny range. Should have held on to it, I feel like. So now it's a guaranteed tower deny. I do believe it's the second deny of the game, unless I'm mistaken. Or was it one deny for each?
Bottom lane was denied for HellRaisers, mid lane was denied for Denial, and I don't think any other towers were denied, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's also one for each. But that's all the outer towers, or not all the outer towers, all the tier 1s dead, destroyed by HellRaisers, and they have a slight advantage in just terms of pushing as well. They have the Liquid Fire, of course, plus the Shrapnel of the Sniper, so...
Man, I mean, that's what they have to do, Denial. Just do that. Over and over and over again. Mystic Flare and Roar have pretty moderate cooldowns. In fact, the cooldowns are like only 10 seconds different from one another, or something like that, 20 seconds. So, man, that's what they've been trying to do for the past like 10 minutes. And I mean, it's certainly a great combo if they can get it to line up properly.
You would think that it's like you pick up those heroes, oh, they're gonna get kills left and right every single time. But like I said, they really haven't been able to do so previously. Sometimes just because they haven't been off cooldown for both spells and they've still tried to go for it for unknown reasons. I guess if you get like a concussive shot as well as that board slow, maybe it's enough to get the Mystic Flare anyway. But at the moment, kill score 10 to 12. HellRaisers actually holding an advantage for themselves. The push gonna be stopped by just a Lonely Disruptor as well. Drags the creep away from the top side. Funzy still doesn't have his boots or towers either. 1.4k in the bank, but he was like 2-0-2 at some point, right? Now it's 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah, he's been doing nothing but dying, and it's not like Funzy is a noob at this hero. Like, he plays this all the frickin' time, so I think he's just on tilt or something like that. He will have those Boots of Travels eventually, just to get a little bit more presence around the map, but I don't really think numbers, or like, you know, taking the fights and having numbers advantage really going to be the issue for Denial. It's, you know, how do we actually just take fights that are clean and fights that are supposed to play out the way we predict them to? That's mostly is up to execution, and the Boots of Travels are not really going to help in that much, especially with now the Sniper packing a fresh Mjolnir. This guy is going to be hitting very quickly with the Power Treads, Hand of Midas attack speed, not to mention the Hyperstone built in. Denial, they have to start changing their focus from using roars to get kills and the Mystic Flare just for value into we need to actually roar and kill off RTs in the fights, else we're going to get absolutely smashed. And 19 minutes into the game, that's not the type of shift you want to be making. You still want to be using your roar just for pickoffs at this point.
Yeah, Artis has a crazy amount of farm, and I really expected that Hand of Midas to get punished, but it's nowhere near that at the moment. It's just been able to free farm most of the time. 154 last hits. Terrorblade still does have more though. And he's going for the Eye of Skadi by the looks of it as well. When does a Terrorblade just actually become scary? Because so far, it really hasn't had anything to do with the game. Just first farming up the safe lane. Yes, he got the tier 1 tower down there, but that's kind of about it at this point. When does the Terrorblade just start joining fights and just start helping out his team?
Man, I really don't know. I mean, as far as power levels for Terrorblade, it's all fairly linear. There's no, level 11 where he's like, okay, now I could actually start doing stuff. It's basically whenever the team needs him to, and I think the team needed him to get into gear, maybe at 15 minutes, and obviously that's not really going to be that effective. They're going to find Goretz in the retreat, but here comes Affin into the Blink Clap split onto Jor-El as well as Cryo. He's going to walk right into a Terrorblade, and that's not where you want to be as a Brewmaster. His Brewlings are going to get torn to shreds. He's going to try to chase forward for Cryo. He might have enough damage to kill off the Scourth Mage, but he will lose the Earth, and then, well, actually the Storm is now invisible, so he will be fine. In the meantime, the puck goes down to the Vengeful Spirit. Goretz is going to run right into a couple of illusions, will buy himself enough time to escape, but Affin is going to be the one to catch Paris and wants to fight him. Here comes Artees laying into him with that Mjolnir, and Paris, he's getting body blocked, looking for a Sunder onto someone, anyone, but he's not going to find it, getting kited to hell and back, and now that's 3 kills going the way of the HellRaisers. Use a split, and they also walk away with the Aegis. In the meantime, they didn't lose anything. Maybe they have to defend top lane, but I'm sure they're going to go for this mid lane push first because they will be able to very easily take this tower.
Sniper, unfortunately, Shrapnel still only level 1, so not the biggest amount of just building damage coming out from that. But it's so ridiculous how long or how far away he can just right-click from. And with the Aegis, he can do so safely. I mean, I guess you can do it so safely just because the tower won't hit you anyway, but now fucking Matt comes in with a Venomous Gale. There's the Primal Roar onto Goretz. They get the kill as well. Blink Thunderclap, not enough to get fans yet, at least not yet. Artist though with the Mjolnir activated. He's getting so many lightning procs. Oh god, it's a triple kill for the Sniper.
He literally just like sat there, and then one by one Denial heroes just ran up to him, and then they died, and then they just kept on running towards him, but they just kept on getting mowed down by this machine gun of Artees. And he just got a triple kill. Like, Denial just literally fed themselves into this meat grinder that is the Sniper, and they lose the tower. Yes, they get Goretz, but that was just the Roar Mystic Flare combo. It's still really strong if you could land it, but it's only strong on one target, and that was the wrong target. Unfortunately for them, Artees was protected on all fronts by heroes, so no matter who the Beastmaster ran into, it was not going to be this Sniper. So it's HellRaisers taking more and more of a lead in this game, and Sniper, well, now he's at 5,800 gold. He's almost at the point where he could straight buy a Butterfly. Probably not the item he wants to go for, but an item that he can go for just to send a message. Oh, goddamn. Might be found out by Funzy. Will try to TP away. He will be burst down by the puck. So I guess it's something for Denial, but that's certainly not enough.
It definitely is not that. The Disruptor, he has an Ogre Club in the inventory at the moment. 1.7k after that as well. Is he going for a BKB, or will it be that Aghanim Scepter that is probably the better choice here?
I don't know if the Aghanim Scepter is really going to be getting that much value in this game. No one's really at a BKB. Usually you're fine with letting Terrorblade use Manta Style to split, since you could usually kill them off if he's already in the Static Storm. I mean, he's not going to be doing that much with his illusions anyway. I wouldn't mind either item, to be frank, but I don't know, I think a Force Staff probably would have just been better for the team, just because Roar Mystic Flare is probably the most potent thing that Denial have going for them right now, and a Force Staff shuts that down cold, as long as you're not the one being roared.
Okay, so he did pick up the point booster now as well. For a second I even thought maybe even Heaven's Halberd against just Terrorblade. It would have been horrible, to be honest, just have that kind of invasion. It's hard to find a real Terrorblade to just get the disarm on him, of course, but would have given you some pretty nice survivability. Now though, a Daedalus is finished on the Sniper. Oh god. His damage output is gonna be painful. He attacks fast, he attacks hard, gets the headshot procs on top of everything. Lightning procs. Well, I don't know, Denial. They really have to focus him. You mentioned it a couple of minutes ago as well, that in the fights, they cannot roar anybody for a pickoff. They have to go for a Sniper at the moment.
And they have to do it in a couple of minutes, because even if they do engage with the Roar Mystic Flare, yes, Sniper's going to die once. He has an Aegis, so you have to do it twice. And I really don't know if Denial have enough to kill off this Sniper once, let alone twice. And, well, they're going to lose yet another tower before they can even attempt to make that defense. But because this tower is going to die so easily, HellRaisers can very easily go for the next objective, which is going to be the bottom lane tier 3. The Pain Train stops for no one. Aghanim Scepter on the Venomancer is going to help out. Level 2 ultimate on him. As I said, Denial very good about getting their supports, or their quote-unquote support heroes, a little bit more farm here and there, but I don't really know if it's going to be relevant enough in this game. There is, quite a bit of survivability on the HellRaisers side, and, well, Denial, they're very quickly losing their tier 3. They have to make something happen soon, Otherwise, they're just going to start losing some more important buildings in tier 3s. Here's a nice coil from Joral onto 2. Artie's in the front lines is probably the most vulnerable he's ever going to be, but already they lose their puck. Bucky Mad's going to get obliterated by Artie's as well, who's now taking pretty much no damage from any other source. With the Terrorblade up in the air, Artie's will get Mystic Flared, and he will be brought down, but it's only the Aegis. Paris now caught in the Ice Path. Where's the Magic Missile to Chain Stun? Looks like it's not even needed. No Sunder opportunity for Terrorblade, and he will go down. No buybacks available for Denial. It's going to be the last one alive to be Funzy, and he's going to be zapped down by the hammer of Artie's. That's a GG. And Denial, I mean, it looks so great for them, but HellRaisers, they bring it back.
Just really well played, keeping the sniper safe for, I don't know, really. I think it was Denial misplaying a lot of the situations, because going a little bit too aggressive. Could have waited for the blink on puck, something like that. And in this fight, I swear to God, sniper died like 1, maximum 3 seconds before the Aegis would have been reclaimed.
Yeah, so perfectly timed, all calculated by Artie's, of course. That's why he was on the front line, because he wanted to get value out of that Aegis. And HellRaisers are going to take game number 1 in only 25 minutes. It actually felt like a longer game because of how much was going back and forth. But this is a best of 3, guys. So we will be, coming back to you with game number 2 in just a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere, guys. Denial and HellRaisers will continue in just a little bit.